Very warm welcome to all the students of Thakur Vidya Mandir High School and Junior College. Keeping up with our motto, let learning be a joy and teaching a pleasure. Here we are with remote teaching and learning process to bridge the gap. Happy learning, students! A warm welcome to all the students. Today we are going to study a new topic in English grammar, that is finite and non-finite verbs. Hello students, I am Miss Daisel De Silva, teacher of Thakur Vidya Mandir High School and Junior College. Will be teaching you all this topic. I request each and every student watching this video to please take note of it. Please take notes. You all can write in your rough book because it will definitely help you all during your exams. Thank you. Before we study about finite and non-finite verb, let's understand the concept of verbs. What are verbs exactly? Verbs are action words. Any kind of action that a particular person in the subject does. For example, eating, sleeping, walking, hitting, crawling, climbing. All such actions are known as verbs. And therefore, verb is an action word. Further, verbs are divided into two types, finite verb and non-finite verb. In non-finite verb, it is further divided into three more subcategories. We have gerund, participle and infinitive. But today, we'll just focus on the two types of verbs, that is finite verb and non-finite verbs. So, we'll start with finite verb. I hope you all are taking note of it. There are two types of verbs, finite verb and non-finite verb. In today's video, we are going to study and focus only on finite verb and non-finite verb. Non-finite verb are further categorized, they are further divided into gerund, participle and infinitives. I will prepare a separate video for gerund, participle and infinitive. What is finite verb? Now let's understand the concept, the first type of verb, that is finite verb. Now finite verb, the word finite, the meaning of the word finite means it limits. So a finite verb limits its agreement with the subject. What does that mean? It means it uses as a parameter, and there are three parameters, that is tense, person and number. That means in finite verb it limits the subject, it changes according to the tense of the sentence, it changes according to the person, it changes according to the number. That means the tense of the subject performing the action can be in past, present or future. Second limitation is it will change according to the person, whether that person is performing a first person, whether talking regarding the second person or third person, and the number also, whether that particular sentence is singular or plural. So finite verb changes as per the tense in that particular sentence, as per the person and as per the number. So in my next slide I will be explaining you all with examples and you will get a clear idea. To just sum up in short, I'll just say that finite verb, it limits, okay, its agreement with the subject with these parameters, where we see that it will change according to the tense or person or number. Now here are two examples where verb is changed as per the tense. I play cricket every day. Now this particular sentence is in present tense. Okay, and therefore the verb play will not change. But if that particular sentence is written in past, then instead of play, we will write played, we will add ed, as we are telling, talking that that particular person has played, is playing every day. I played cricket every day. So we see that the verb has changed as per the tense. If that particular sentence, if it is I will play cricket, then we just got to see that the verb play has changed again. So in fine, and such sentences are known as finite verb, where we see that the verb has changed according to the tense. Since it was in present tense, we have written only play. Past, it will become played. And if it was in future, I will play cricket every day. Okay, so we can see the difference in the verb play, where it has changed as per the tense. Now we shall look ahead to our next example, where verb changes as per the person. Another example where verb has changed as per the person. I run a mile daily. Now I is acts as a first person, and therefore we have the verb run remains the same. Now in the second example, he runs a mile daily. Now the word run, now since that particular sentence is talking about third person, therefore we have added s in that particular sentence, because it is because a third person, we are mentioning about third person, and whenever we mention about third person, the verb will have s or es mentioned. So we see that the verb has changed as per the person. If it was first person or second person, it would be it would be normal. The verb will be normal, that is the base verb. But when we say he, she, it or they, if the sentence begins with these four subjects, any of these four subjects, automatically the verb will change, and therefore such type of sentences are known as finite sentences, finite verb. In my first two slides, as we studied in my previous slide, we studied how verb has changed as per the tense and as per the person. Now, when a verb changes as per the number, that is, it can either be singular or plural. Now, here are two examples. Apple is of red color. Now, apple over here is a subject, is a verb, okay, of red color. The next example is apples are of red color. Accordingly also we see the subject has changed, the verb has changed, because it's telling us in a plural form, and therefore also the subject apple and apples have changed. So in my previous definition about infinitive verb, I have mentioned that the verb limits its agreement with the subject. As the subject, whatever the subject it is, accordingly the verb will fluctuate. It won't remain the same. It will fluctuate. It can either add ed, or it can just be a base verb, whether it is first person, third person, whether that particular verb is a singular, talking the subject is a singular subject or a plural subject. So accordingly we see the verb has changed because of the number. So these are the very three basic information I can tell you all in the easiest manner, that in finite verb we see that the verb will automatically change as per the tense, person and numbers. Okay. Now we shall move ahead, and then with few examples you all will see that your concept will be cleared. Before I move ahead, I just wanted to share a small trick with you all. Is that how will you all identify whether which particular sentence is a finite sentence and which particular sentence is a non-finite sentence? Remember that in English grammar, a finite verb is a form of a verb that shows some kind of agreement. That particular sentence will show some kind of agreement that is happening, and the verb will be changed according to the tense, as I have mentioned that in a finite verb the verb will change according to the tense, according to the person, according to the number. And whereas non-finite verb, it does not make any kind of agreement with the subject, and it does not change according to the tense, person or number. So how will you all recognize a finite verb? I will share you all two tricks. That is, firstly, the verb will either end with ed, a or d. It depends upon which tense that particular sentence is talking about. For example, cuffed, cuffed, ed, talking about something past. So you all remember that ed verb are mostly past. Okay, celebrated. And also, as I mentioned you all also, that if that particular subject is talking about third person, then the verb will end with s or es. So this is a trick I would like to share you all. Let's check the verb whether words like ed, es is there. And as I mentioned that if that particular sentence is about a third person, talking about third person like he, she, it, they, then automatically the verb will change. The verb will end with ed or es. For example, dad goes to office. So you all see that dad. Now dad is a person's name, and therefore we see that in that particular sentence, the verb goes is there because it's talking about a particular person, about a third person. As I have mentioned earlier about non-finite verb. Now non-finite verb which has no such agreement with a subject, and it that particular sentence won't change, the particular verb won't change according to the tense, according to the person or number. So in non-finite verb, we get to see that it doesn't make any kind of agreement with the subject, and it will, that particular verb will never change, even though if it is in any tense, if it is talking about first person, second person or third person or any number. So here are a few examples I will be explaining you all, and you all will get a good idea about it. But just remember that non-finite verb, it doesn't make any kind of agreement with the subject, and it does not change according to the tense, person or number. So as I've mentioned earlier that a non-finite verb where we see no kind of agreement with the subject, and it doesn't change according to the tense, person or number. So here are two examples. I found his office at a walking distance. Now I over here is a subject, and we have two verbs, that is found and walking. Now in this particular sentence we see that this particular sentence is in past tense. Okay, we'll look at the next example. Akash will find his office at a walking distance. Now in this particular sentence, that particular sentence is in future tense, and therefore we see that the verb found is been replaced by find, but another verb like walking and the sentence just next walking, that particular verb has not changed, it has remained the same, and therefore we see that that particular sentence is a non-finite verb, because even though there are different tenses, we still see that the verb has not changed. So just remember one thing, that in finite verb the verbs will change according to the tense, person or number. Now Akash over here is a singular person. Okay, and even though we see that in both the sentence are of different tenses, but we still see that the particular verb walking is the same for both the sentences. So, and therefore in non-finite verb, the subject, there is no agreement with the subject and it does not change according to the tense, person or number. Remember that a non-finite verb functions as a noun or sometimes as an adjective or sometimes as an adverb. It does not function as a verb. I repeat, non-finite verb, it can function as a noun, it can function as an adjective, it can function as an adverb. It does not function as a verb. Here are few examples and your doubts will be cleared. When non-finite verb functions as an adjective, the example right below it, the sleeping cat is brown. So sleeping functions as an adjective. Okay. Now sleeping is a verb. But remember that in non-finite verb, it doesn't functions as a verb. Okay. It can function either as an adjective, it can function either as a noun or an adverb. So the sleeping cat is brown. The sleeping is functions as an adjective and it is describing about the cat. Now, when non-finite verb functions as a noun, running is a good habit. Now, the word running over here is a verb, but as mentioned, running is in the place of a noun. Okay, and therefore we see that running is functioning as a noun in that particular sentence because in non-finite verb it doesn't functions as a verb. It can either function in the place of an adjective or noun or an adverb. The last one where non-finite verb functions as an adverb. Alia went to the UK to study. Now in this particular sentence we see the adverb study is telling us more about Alia. Okay, and therefore in that particular sentence we see the adverb study is functioning as an adverb in that particular sentence. So remember that study is a verb, but in non-finite verb it doesn't function as a verb at all. It can either function as an adverb, noun or an adjective. As I have mentioned in the start that verbs are of two types, finite verb and non-finite verb. Further, non-finite verbs are divided into three, that is gerund, infinitives and participles. So that in that we will study each in depth. And trust me, non-finite verbs are the easiest one to understand because will be sharing a lot of tricks for you all to remember how to identify a non-finite verb. But just remember that in a non-finite verb will not function as a verb in that particular sentence. It can either act as an adjective, it can either act as a noun or an adverb. Just keep this one thing in mind that non-finite verb will not act as a verb in a particular sentence. It can either act as an adjective, it can take place of a noun or an adverb. That we will be studying in the next video. A difference between for you all between finite verb and non-finite verb. A quick revision for you all. Remember that in finite verb the verb form acts as a verb, whereas in non-finite verb it doesn't act as a verb. As I've mentioned earlier and now also in the difference between I'm mentioning that in finite verb the verb will act as a verb only, but in non-finite verb it won't act as a verb, it will act as a noun, adjective and an adverb. Okay, and in finite verb it will act as a main verb of a sentence or a clause. What is a clause? Clause means subject and verb, that it won't have an object. Okay, remember that finite verb will have it finite verb where the verb will act as a verb itself, and in non-finite verb it won't act as a verb. It can either act as an adjective, adverb or noun. And finite verbs will change, the verb will change according to the tense, according to the number, according to the person, whereas in non-finite verb it won't change according to the person, number or tense. Okay, and finite verbs are used in present tense and past tense, and in non-finite verb we have infinitive, gerunds and participles. As I've mentioned that in finite verb the particular sentence will change according to the tense of that particular sentence. So this is a difference between for you all. I hope you all have understood, and in the next slide you all are going to solve few examples. So here we go. Here are few examples, only 5 examples. I want you all to solve it on your own. You all just have to check whether that particular verb is acting as a noun, adjective or adverb, or that particular verb is acting as a main verb in that particular sentence. Now Paul runs to work every day. Whatever tricks I have shared with you all, that how a finite verb will change according to the tense, according to the number, according to the person, check and let me know the answer in the comment section so that I can clear your doubts. I hope this concept is clear. I can give you all the first, I will solve the first one for you all. Paul runs to work every day. Runs. Paul. Paul is a name of a person, and accordingly we see the verb has changed, and therefore I hope you all have got the answer. I'll give you all one more example. Katie was watching TV when the phone rang. Now check whether the word watching, the verb watching, whether it is acting as a verb in the sentence or whether it is acting as a noun, adjective or adverb, and tick the answers correctly. Thank you. Stay safe and stay healthy.